Good morning. It is about 7:50 a.m. on a Thursday. Left the apartment about like just after 6 to get up to, well, that's not true, like 6:30 to get up to Cortlandt Park to do some hill running. And these new guys, I decided that the Nike Trail Pegasus were I actually do really like them, but they're just not, they don't offer enough protection for the rockier routes, which is funny because they're actually perfect for a kind of course like this, cross-country course in Cortlandt Park. But I just got these and I want to try them, so I think they'll do the job just fine as well. A little more intense trail shoes, but they shouldn't be a problem. It'll actually probably be nicer on the hills. But here we are. It's a beautiful day. See, tree remnant from that tropical storm the other day. So just show you that was some serious stuff. That was real wind we were in. Yeah, I actually don't know how far I'm going to try to go today. Pretty far. I didn't come up here for nothing. But I think I'm going to emphasize hills and do the back section of this course repeatedly rather than going around this whole front loop here. That's about a mile around these like soccer fields and whatnot. Entering the woods. So, not gonna lie, when I woke up today, my quads are feeling pretty beat. I'm not really sure why. I wasn't going that hard yesterday. I mean, the day before a little bit, but not that bad. But actually after warming up just a little bit, not even quite a mile in, they feel a little better. So I'm hopeful that I'll just shake it off until later in the run. And then I'll definitely be tired. But pretty hopeful. Things are good right now. It's really nice out here. A lot of people running around the field. We'll see. It's usually not as busy back here. Let's get into the woods. A lot of like abs and like Zumba and I don't know, HIIT classes going on, I guess. Which is kind of cool to see. I'm not usually out here this early. Guess people getting in before they go to work. Here's our first little test. It's not too high, but it goes up pretty quickly. So you can imagine on a 5K, I think this course is actually shorter than a 5K. I think it's like 2.9 if I remember correctly. How this hill, 3/4 of a mile in, could be pretty brutal. Because you gotta work to get up that right there. I only ran it once, this course. Once in high school. I like the massive Manhattan Invitational, I think they have every year. And I kind of treated it as a fun run. Because as soon as the race started, I knew it was a massive field. Hundreds of schools go, or at least around 100. And there was no chance my tiny school had a chance of winning, or like I had a chance of doing that, like coming in top 10 in the race. So I just sprinted the beginning, like all out mile pace, and I was winning, and my coach, he's a goofy guy, he's a fun guy, Kevin Goggins, he was all for it, totally for it. And like, I think we might have gotten some footage of me doing it. So at the half-mile mark in, where the course goes right into the woods, I was in first. People were probably pretty intimidated. I was going pretty fast. And then I proceeded to slow way down. So it was a fun time. So I can't really comment on how hard the hills are in an actual race setting, because I was kind of jogging by then. But they're tough. They're tough. A nice downhill. Poor tree. Okay, so we're about to finish up the back loop. For transparency, I think what I'm gonna do is run one full loop of the course just to get that full warm up in. Allow my quads settle in before we just start hammering hills, and then we're gonna stay mainly on the back loop. See how that feels. Also, another tip, not really tip. Before my long runs and some of my other runs, depending on how I'm feeling, I'll take an ibuprofen, because I have a little bit of runner's knee consistently that I've struggled to get rid of. It's not bad. Usually goes away after I'm more warmed up, but for the first couple miles, it can be pretty annoying. So I kind of forgot to take that until right when I was starting. So we'll give my medicine some time to kick in too. That's the plan. Tortoise and the hare. Hey everyone. I'm done. So didn't go quite as far as I was expecting, but honestly it's okay because I felt pretty darn good out there. Honestly, I attacked the hills early, and because I was attacking them so hard, the straightaways started going faster, or not the straightaways, the flat ground started going faster too. And yeah, was burning through a lot of energy a lot more quickly than I would for a typical long run. But hey, it felt pretty good. Right now, let's see, what distance did we come in at? It's an hour and 27 minutes. Okay, recovery heart rate achieved 10.5 miles, 10.52 miles. In the end, I ended up doing I did one full loop all the way back across the highway into the hills to start as like a warm-up, and then did 2 laps around just the back loop plus this stretch here along the tree line. So rather than going all the way around here, I hugged that tree line and then went back into the woods over there where you originally enter. So that probably cuts off like 3/4 to like, I don't know, 0.9 miles or something. And but that way you get the first hill that you can kind of see in there, which is called Freshman Hill, because I guess it's where all the Manhattan College freshmen get dropped in their first race by the upperclassmen because they haven't run hills before. But yeah, so I did 2 of those, 2 partial loops, and then I ended it on a full loop as well. So at the finish line there / start line. So 2 and 2, which is 10.5 miles, and we came in at a 8:17 pace, which I'm really happy with, because you know the first like mile at least was only like 9:30 probably, just warm-up pace, and then started picking up a little bit from there. But I had, you know, I don't know, I want to say 4 miles maybe 5 even, somewhere around there, that were below 8-minute pace, and that's, you know, that was in the hills too. That wasn't out here on the straightaways exclusively, or the flats. So feeling good with that. You'll get to see a little bit of the course at least, and you know, I come back here frequently enough, so you'll get to see more of it. It was beautiful out today, so happy with that. And now later today we're going on vacation back upstate, so hopefully we'll get a run in up there, maybe, I'm not sure yet, and we can get some cool footage from there. One more thing before I forget, pro tip of the day, if you ever find yourself running hills, maybe, I mean, a lot of people just, you know, you're just running on the streets or whatever in the city and you're not really interested in going out to find the trails, and that's fine too. But if you do find yourself running up steep hills, even in the city, maybe you've got an especially steep hill, I don't know about New York, but maybe if you live in like San Francisco or something, or someplace in Boston, I don't know. But anyway, the key that, and I'm not, you know, I've learned this from watching other people, the key to running uphill and downhill, actually, the key to running like steep elevation in general is just short, choppy, quick steps. It's like, you know, if you ever played football, same idea, you know, like your coach is always, at least I remember when I was like played Pop Warner, like coach is always like, chop your feet, and you don't really get why, like it's not super intuitive, but you get so much more power because you can use more muscles in your leg if you are using the entirety of your leg through chopping your feet. Because if you're stretching out, if you're overstriding, which I'm super guilty of, I have an extremely slow you know, pace, like strides per minute, like I'm at like 148, 150, somewhere in there on most of my runs, which is really slow. But if you can pick it up on those elevation, you can work in your calves a lot more and your glutes. If you're all the way extended like this, all you can use is your quads. You're putting everything on your quads and your hamstrings, but mainly your quads, to drive and pull yourself up when you're stepping up that hill. And before you know it, you might be able to do, like I would have been able to do like a lap of this at the pace I was going, maybe just overstriding, but you blow out your quads, especially on the downhills, actually, because you're just landing on them with so much force if you're taking long strides and falling so far. But if you do really quick, choppy steps, you can, like, you're getting your calves to push off more. Well, you can't like that, you can't use your calves there, but like this, you can use your calves and you can use your glutes to push off. Kind of hard to show you without like being on a hill, but maybe I'll get a better video later on. But that's kind of the key to doing it. And then downhill, you even want to go even faster, really quick steps, just because you'll blow out your quads, you'll blow out your knees by putting so much force if you're just overstriding on the downhill. And I know it can be tempting at first because you can get a lot of speed going downhill, especially if you've been climbing up right before that. You really want to stretch out your legs, but in the long run, it won't pay off. So that's your pro tip of the day. Sorry that was a little long, but I hope it's helpful. So now, until next time.